You are muted. You can mute or
7
unmute
p.m.
yourself by pressing
I'd like to call
star
a meeting
6.
to order of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. If we could, for those that can join me in rising for a moment of silence, that all our emergency responders, first responders, and our military troops always come home safe. Thank you. And for those that can join me in the salute to the flag, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law, notice of this public meeting has been published in the Home News Tribune and Star Ledger newspapers and posted on the Middlesex County website, as well as the front door and bulletin board of the Middlesex County Administration Building at least 48 hours in advance of this meeting, which shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting. Participants on this call will have the ability to speak during the public portions of this meeting. Members of the public must press star 9 to virtually raise their hand to speak. When your hand is raised, you will be placed in the queue or virtual line to speak during the public portion. The moderator will ask participants with raised hands to unmute themselves. When this happens, the phone operator will instruct the participant to press star 6 to unmute themselves. You will know when you have been unmuted, and it is time to speak when you hear the operator say you are unmuted. When a participant has either completed their comments or are told their allocated 5 minutes are up, they'll be placed on mute by the moderator.
Thank you. Roll call.
Freeholder Armwood.
Here.
Freeholder Ascona Barber.
Here.
Freeholder Kenny.
Here.
Freeholder Koppel.
Here.
Freeholder Nara.
Here.
Freeholder Tamarack.
Here.
Freeholder Director Rios.
Here. We have recognitions.
Yes, proclaiming November as Alzheimer's Awareness Month in Middlesex County, proclaiming November as Caregiver Month in Middlesex County, recognizing the 40th anniversary of Women Aware, recognizing Healthcare Heroes for Hispanic Culture Month, and recognizing the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated Central Jersey Chapter.
Is there a motion to adopt?
Moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call.
Freeholder Armwood.
Yes.
Freeholder Ascona Barber.
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny. Freeholder Koppel.
Yes.
Freeholder Nara.
Yes.
Freeholder Tamara.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rios.
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny.
Sorry, yes.
Okay, minutes for approval.
Board of Chosen Freeholders regular meeting, October 1st, 2020 at 7:00 p.m.
To approve.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Freeholder Armwood.
Roll call.
Freeholder Armwood. Freeholder Ascona Barber.
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny.
Yes.
Freeholder Koppel.
Yes.
Freeholder Nara.
Yes.
Freeholder Tamara.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rios.
Yes.
And Freeholder Armwood.
Yes.
Okay, reports of freeholders. Freeholder Deputy Director Ken Armwood.
Freeholder Director, I have no report this evening.
Okay, thank you. Freeholder Clarabelle Ascona Barber.
Yes, thank you, Director. From the Office of Aging and Disabled Services, the office will be hosting a LGBTQ Aging 101 virtual event on Wednesday, October 28th, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. In November, a virtual caregiver event series will be held on the first 3 Thursdays from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. in recognition of Caregiver and Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Also, Medicare open enrollment starts today and is open through December 7th. It is a chance to review coverage to make sure your plan offer the best coverage and the best cost for you. Trained counselors are available to provide free, objective, and confidential help. For assistance, visit the county webpage or call the office for additional information. In October 9th, the State Department of Human Services launched a COVID-19 housing assistance program. If you have suffered a financial hardship due to the COVID-19 and have not been able to pay your rent or mortgage, you can apply for housing assistance online through the State Department of Human Services webpage. To be eligible, you must live in New Jersey, be behind in your rent or mortgage as of March 2020 or later. Have proof that you are not able to pay due to the COVID-19, and your annual income does not exceed 450% of the federal poverty limit. This is a time-limited program, and applications will be processed until funding is exhausted. If you have questions regarding this program, you can call the County Office of Human Services. And that concludes my report, Director Rios.
Thank you. Freeholder Charlie Kenny.
Thank you, Director. A few items here from the Office of Engineering. They recently completed a road paving project in the towns of Edison, Piscataway, Monroe, and South Brunswick. And this was a different version than what we do through the Public Works Department. 30,000 tons of paving material was used. The roads were milled, paved, striped, and video detection at the traffic signals were installed. Last month, at the meeting that I wasn't able to attend, I don't know if this came up, but I just want to point it out in case it didn't. The Woodbridge Avenue quarter in Edison, from Mill Road to 287 and 440, and from Mill Road from Dixon Lane, there's going to be improvements to the 7 traffic lights and implementation of the advanced traffic management system. The project is to improve traffic and congestion in that area by working to advance the technology in our traffic lights. We are receiving a $4 million grant or state aid for this construction. On tonight's agenda, we have a resolution for Tamarack for improvements to the golf course. This is going to deal with the drainage problems that are there. Also, we had 2 other bids opened up on October 7th. One is for the signal replacement at French and Patterson in New Brunswick, and Main Street in Saraville from Brookside to Burnett Avenue. And those projects, I believe the last 2 will be coming up at a future date for our approval. Let's see here, what else do I have? I want to thank the engineering department for resolution tonight 21294 for working on that and getting that completed. And I think my last item is I just want to, during birthday week here, wish Freeholder Tamaro and Freeholder Armwood a very happy birthday. And I believe that's all I have, Director.
Thank you. Freeholder Leslie Koppel.
Thank you, Director. And I echo the birthday sentiments this week. This is happy birthday to each of you. This past Monday, Middlesex County awarded the first wave of funding to small businesses. In the first round of distribution, Middlesex County awarded grants to 123 local businesses across 22 municipalities for a total of $3,039,716 from its CARES Act Small Business Relief Grant Program, which utilizes federal CARES Act funding. The grant served to reimburse incurred costs and loss of revenue associated with adapting business operations in a COVID-19 environment. Payments ranging from $410.97 to the maximum $30,000, with an average grant payment of $24,714, were distributed to small businesses negatively impacted by COVID-19. Recipients of this first round of federal funding, including restaurants, hair and nail salons, retail facilities, healthcare offices, manufacturing, construction, educational services, transportation companies, and fitness studios. Among other qualifications, to be eligible for the grant, businesses must employ less than 50 employees, have a net annual business income of less than $1 million. With millions still available in this program, those eligible to apply for grants are encouraged to do so as the New CARES Act Small Business Relief Grants portal. In total, the county intends to award $30 million to small grants, with grants up to $30,000 available for each business. For more information, please visit middlesexcounty.nj.gov/MCSBRG. This program is being administered by the Middlesex County Department of Finance. Middlesex County commitment to small business owners is fierce, and this first round of funding being distributed to 123 small businesses will make a huge difference in the lives of these businesses, the people they employ, and the communities they serve. And that concludes my report, Director. Thank you.
Thank you. Freeholders, Santinara.
Thank you, Director. From the Divisions of Solid Waste and Recycling, the following upcoming programs are scheduled for the remainder of this calendar year. This Saturday, October 17th, the divisions will hold a household hazardous waste collection from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Middlesex County Votex Piscataway campus, which is located at 21 Sutton Lane in the township. On Sunday, November 15th, the divisions will hold another household hazardous waste collection at Middlesex County College, located at 600 Woodbridge Avenue in Edison. Again, this event will be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Residents may bring paints, pesticides, and any other household hazardous waste products for safe collection and recycling. The divisions will also hold the last two paper shred events of this calendar year. Each program will run from 9 a.m. to noon. As a reminder, only bring paper items. I will say, having been at the Middletown Paper Shred event this past Saturday, we had an unfortunate incident that required the event to be stopped for a period of time because there was a hammer that was in one of the boxes dropped off, and the hammer went through the shred truck and jammed up the shredder. It was able to be repaired, but while I was there, I also noted that our staff recovered 2 hand weights from another box. So I would just encourage residents to please check your boxes and make sure there are only shreddable paper materials in them before dropping them off. So these 2 events, one will be on October 24th at Plainsboro's Municipal Complex, which is located at 641 Plainsboro Road in the township. On November 14th at the Piscataway's Little League Complex, there will be our final shred event. This is the Little League complex is located at 491 Sydney Road. All of these events are free to county residents. To ensure the safety of residents, staff, and vendors, the county has implemented COVID-19 safety precautions. Please visit the county's website to review these safety measures or call our office. As previously stated, these are the last programs the division will hold in 2020. In the upcoming months, the division will be releasing its 2021 schedule of events. Please visit the county's website for these important event dates. The divisions are always available to assist residents, and residents can contact staff either electronically or by calling 732-745-4170. From the Office of the County Fire Marshal, National Fire Prevention Week was October 4th to the 10th, and the National Fire Protection Association has announced this year's theme, Serve Up Fire Safety in the Kitchen. Cooking is the leading cause of home fires and home injuries in the United States. Home fires haven't stopped during COVID-19, and neither has the need to prevent fire-related tragedies. Residents should test smoke alarms each month to ensure that they are working properly, and practice your escape plan to help protect you and your loved ones. According to fire experts, escaping in less than 2 minutes can be the difference between survival and tragedy. These safety precautions and other important information can be found on the county's website, Office of the Fire Marshal. And finally, I'd like to remind all residents that the county is still running COVID testing sites. You can go onto the county website to get information about timings and locations and how to sign up for an appointment. But I would like to say that one of my fellow freeholders, freeholder Asana Barber, got contacted by a resident who went in for a COVID test and was complimenting the staff for how well run, clean and safe and professional the staff running it were when she went for her appointment. So I want everyone to understand that the staff from the public health department, the sheriff's office, our community partners in the different municipalities have been doing yeoman's work to make sure that our county residents get the attention they deserve and are able to get tested safely and efficiently. And I want to once again express my gratitude for our staff for their diligence and hard work during this COVID period. And it's nice when residents reach out and let us know that they see what we see, which is an amazing, amazing county workforce. And that's all I have tonight, Director. Thank you.
Thank you. Freeholder Charlie Tamaro.
Thank you, Director, and everybody. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And from the Parks and Recreation, this year we have extended certain picnic groves that can be reserved up until November 22nd. These groves are available at the Alvin P. Williams Memorial Park in Woodbridge Township, Johnson's Park in Piscataway Township, Roosevelt Park in Edison Township, and Thompson's Park in Monroe Township. These will allow groups and families to enjoy our parks during these beautiful fall days. Speaking of beautiful fall days, right now is a perfect time to get out and see the fall foliage. Middlesex County has a lot to offer. How about a nice walk on the Middlesex County Greenway that runs through Metuchen, Edison, and Woodbridge? Our newly resurfaced pathways in the Alvin P. Williams Park, and enjoy some great views of the Offer Kill. Enjoy a quiet stroll on the pathways at Thompson's Park in Edison. Take a long hike in Thomas Park in Edison. Take a long hike in Thompson Park and the Thompson Park Conservation Area. Enjoy great views along the Farrington Lake Trail. Experience some solitude along the trails at the John P.A. Phillips Preserve in Old Bridge Township. Maps of these areas and many more are available at the Parks and Recreation page and on our website. Thank you, Director.
Thank you. I would just like to add, I would like to echo Freeholder Koppel's remarks as far as the grants for the small businesses. This is a real big shot in the arm for those small mom and pop businesses that barely survived throughout this crisis. And I encourage other small businesses to apply and hopefully it'll help them from completely closing out. But this is an important grant and we're more than happy to administer that for those folks. Today had a meeting, my freeholder colleague Ascona Barber joined with Assemblywoman Lopez, and we had a complete count committee meeting for the census. We had representatives from the federal government, the state government, and today is the deadline for the census. And it actually closes down, the internet goes down at exactly 5:59 a.m. tomorrow morning, only because of the time zone between here and Hawaii. So that's why we get a few extra hours. I encourage anyone that did not fill out the census, please do. The county, we exceeded 2010's response with a 74.2%, and we're number 7 in New Jersey as far as responding. So this makes a difference in federal funding and federal representation that is so critical to services and programs for our residents. So, Mr. Kelso, we have resolutions to be added?
Yes, Freeholder Director, we have one resolution to add. That's Resolution 20-1324, and it is to amend Resolution 20-504 dated April 2nd, 2020, which authorized the purchase, delivery, and installation of flooring at the Middlesex County Parks and Recreation Administration Building as required by the Middlesex County Department of Infrastructure Management, Office of Facilities Management, in the total estimated amount not to exceed $43,690.08 from Allstate Office Interiors in accordance with the New Jersey State Contract Number 81754 titled Carpet and Padding, Vinyl and Sheet Flooring Mats and Matting, Supplies and Installation, which expires June 30th, 2021, to increase the amount by an additional $935 for a new total amount of $44,625.08.
Is there a motion to add that to the, that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, roll call?
Freeholder Armwood, Freeholder Armwood,
Yes.
Freeholder Escona Barber,
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny,
Yes.
Freeholder Coppel,
Yes.
Freeholder Nara,
yes,
Freeholder Tamaro,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rios.
Yes. Mr. Kelso, any resolutions to be amended?
There are none.
Any resolutions to be held?
There are none.
Resolutions to be voided?
Yes, Freeholder Director, we have one resolution to be voided. It's Resolution 20-1249, which was to amend Resolution 20-966 dated August 20th, 2020, which authorized artistic professional services of 4 historians and artists for arts and history projects in summer 2020, as requested by the Arts Institute of Middlesex County Division of Arts and History Programs for a total amount of $6,456 to increase hours for a new total amount of $12,056, which was partially grant funded. And that resolution again is to be voided.
Is there a motion to void the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, roll call?
Freeholder Armwood,
Yes.
Freeholder Escona Barber,
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny,
Yes.
Freeholder Coppel,
Yes.
Freeholder Nara,
yes,
Freeholder Tamaro,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rios.
Yes. And before I open up the meeting to public discussion on resolutions only listed on the agenda, I would like to thank all those joining us on this call tonight for your attendance. Before we begin the first public portion, I would like to state that we will utilize advanced capabilities and technology to conduct this meeting in order to keep decorum of this meeting and allow those wishing to speak to do so uninterrupted. The following instructions, which the clerk of the board recited earlier, apply to this meeting. For those joining us on this call who have spoken in the past, please note that these instructions have changed due to changes in the technology being utilized. Participants on this call will have the ability to speak during the public portions of this meeting. Before participants can unmute themselves, they must press *9 to virtually raise their hand. When your hand is raised, you'll be placed in the queue or virtual line to speak during the public portion. The moderator will ask participants with raised hands to unmute themselves. When this happens, the phone operator will instruct the participant to press *6 to unmute themselves. You will know when you have been unmuted and it's time to speak when you hear the operator say, "You are unmuted." When a participant has either completed their comments or are told their allocated 5 minutes are up, they will be placed on mute by the moderator. To recap those updates and instructions, you must press *9 to raise your hand, then press *6 when the operator tells you to do so in order to speak during any of the public portions. Now the moderator will open up the floor for public comments or questions on any resolutions listed on the agenda only. Operator, is anyone in the queue?
Yes, Director, there is a participant with their hand raised. I will unmute that individual.
Okay. Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening, members of the board. Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good evening. Wanted to start by asking about the bottom of page 6, number 1278. This is a nice round $485,000 payment to one of Devco's companies here, the one that you purchased space for the county, a couple of floors of space in that building on Livingston Avenue, and I'm curious why the county is not maintaining the space and why you're paying Devco to maintain the space. I understand the COVID stuff, and maybe it makes sense for the building owner to do some of it, but why isn't the county handling the maintenance of this space in-house since you own it?
John Palomino.
Yes, and the way the operation of that facility is structured, and again, I would ask Tom Kelso to drum in that it's the responsibility of and Devco to provide the maintenance support of that facility. It is for our floors as it relates to both COVID enhancements we're making, but it's the operating structure that's in place for that facility. And Tom, you may want to add.
Tom Kelso?
Yeah, I would just indicate to you that the management agreement associated with all the spaces provide for the opportunity for the redevelopment entity to be able to provide those related expenses, and in this case, they're COVID expenses that extend not only in the county-owned space, but in the common area spaces.
Right, right. Well, common areas are one thing, but you did purchase these floors of space, and while you can say it's the responsibility of DevCo to handle these things, you're paying them amply for it. $485,000 is a lot of money, and so it's also clearly two different items. It's office maintenance, and the other is COVID-19 related. Can you tell me how much is office maintenance and how much is COVID related? Or is that breakdown not available?
John?
We could provide that breakdown subsequent to the meeting. We do have that information, yes, and we'll get that to you.
Okay. And so I see it's through a term of June 30th, 2021. Can you tell me what's the anticipation for next year? Will the county also be spending six figures, giving it to DevCo's shell company for maintenance of this space in 2021, 2022?
John?
Yes, again, consistent with how we operate in that facility, these are enhancements that we have decided that they would handle on our behalf. And when it comes to ongoing maintenance enhancements, things we need to do related to COVID, they would provide that service to us.
Sure. But let's say next year, you've already done the COVID-related expenses. Do you expect it to be a six-figure amount just for the maintenance of the office space, 2 floors?
Oh, that's why, and what we do is we put a non-exceed in there. Our hope is that identify a number of areas that we need to address, and our hope is not to spend it, other than going back and forth, that we identify those expenses we're going to incur. And then as we move into 2021, we will reevaluate, and hopefully those expenses will no longer be there as it relates to COVID.
Here's hoping. So I'll move on to 1283. This is a contract with Central Jersey Waste and Recycling. I'd like to understand how they were selected and what exactly this is for.
Is Ann Hartwick on, John?
I don't know which resolution. Yes. I'm sorry.
Ann, can you answer that? 1283?
Yes, that is that was a publicly bid solicitation, and it is for picking up the solid waste, the garbage at county-owned facilities.
Okay, and they were the low.
It's a 3-year contract.
Okay, and they were the low bidder.
Yes, they were.
Okay, and I do want to just ask if anybody knows if this company is still owned and controlled by the Fuime Fredo family. Fuime Fredo.
Time's up.
Ann, do you know that answer?
I don't know it offhand, but I can look at their bid submission and respond.
Can you get that to Mr. Cradaville tomorrow?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else, operator, in the queue?
There are no other hands raised, Director.
Is there a motion to close?
I'll move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Mr. Kelso?
Yes, Freeholder Director, a motion would then be in order to adopt the consent agenda consisting of resolution numbers 20-1246 through resolution 20-1324 and excluding resolution 20-1249 to be voided.
Does any freeholder have any resolution that's vote on separately? Okay, now do we have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call.
Freeholder Arnwood,
Yes.
Freeholder Ascona Barber,
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny,
Yes.
Freeholder Coppel,
Yes.
Freeholder Nara,
Yes.
Freeholder Tamaro,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rios.
Yes. Okay, and before we go up to the open public discussion, I just want to reiterate, participants on this call will have the ability to speak during the public portion of this meeting. Before participants are able to unmute themselves, they must press *9 to virtually raise their hand. When your hand is raised, you'll be placed in the queue or virtual line to speak during the public portion. The moderator will ask participants with raised hands to unmute themselves. When this happens, the phone operator will instruct the participant to press *6 to unmute themselves. You will know when you have been unmuted and it is time to speak when you hear the operator say you're unmuted. When a participant has either completed their comments or told their allocated 5 minutes are up, they will be placed on mute by the operator. So to recap those updated instructions, you must press *9 to raise your hand, then press *6 when the operator tells you to do so in order to speak during any of the public portions. Now the moderator will open up the floor for public comments. Operator, is there anyone in the queue?
Yes, Director, I will unmute the participants.
Okay. Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening once again, Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I just wanted to say to everybody out there that I'm going to be really anxiously awaiting the results of the election, and I hope that everybody who is eligible to vote exercises that right and gets out there and votes, whether they do it through the U.S. mail or dropping it off at the 30-plus ballot boxes around the county or showing up at any of the 97 polling locations around the county. I hope that everybody who has that right uses it and votes this year. It's so important. I know that, we've had a lot of talk about the Lincoln Annex School and the plans to displace it. Can anybody on this board tell me when the new school will open? This is the school that the Middlesex County Improvement Authority is in charge of, and they've chosen DevCo to build it.
That's a tough question to ask. I don't know if John or Tom. John Palomina.
Yeah, I am not sure the timeline at this point. I haven't seen the final timeline, so I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay. So without a timeline, it would be crazy for the people of New Brunswick to give up the school that they've got. And so I'm encouraging every man, woman, child out there to attend the New Brunswick Planning Board meeting Monday night at 7 p.m. and speak against the proposal that would displace this fine school that we have. And I hope that somebody somewhere will see the light, whether it's Rutgers or Robert Wood or even the Freeholder Board. But put the brakes on this, find a better site. I can think of a giant hole in the ground not too far away from there that would be a much better fit for the Cancer Institute than a project that would displace a school. I do, on the issue of the internal affairs, I personally think it's really insufficient, the transparency that we have. And I know that the appellate court is going to be issuing a ruling, or maybe it's the Supreme Court, but the ruling is expected tomorrow. And, I hope that the county will do a better job of complying, because I know, as we've discussed, the jail has repeatedly failed to comply with the very lax restrictions in place now, the very minimal requirements they've failed to comply with, and even put out false information or incorrect information on their summary report. So I hope that there'll be more transparency and we'll be able to learn the names of the people who are, violating laws or rules and regulations, because that's how professionals are held accountable, just like lawyers or, dentists and doctors and nurses. They all have to be subject to accountability that's public. And I don't see why law enforcement needs to be any different. And I think, in fact, it's even more extremely important. So I hope that some of the freeholders will even speak on this and express a desire for more transparency from law enforcement entities, not just the jail. And finally, I would just want to draw attention to a report I read on punditsblog.wordpress.com about Mayor Ron DeMura, who I've asked you about before, and the shenanigans that he was part of. have continued to cost taxpayers money, not just in Middlesex Borough, but even at the county level, because of some of these rotten deals he put together with this developer in town. And they have these pilot agreements, they're called, where they're supposed to pay a discounted payment in lieu of taxes. And lo and behold, for almost a year, they didn't pay anything. And then the mayor showed up with a check that he said, oh, actually, don't cash that. And it's really absurd what was going on. I know I've asked some of you about Ron DeMura before, and I just think it's important to look back at how this corruption was allowed to happen, who enabled it, how did we get there, and what comes next. And so I'm really paying close attention to Middlesex Borough, because this is a case where the corrupt guy got caught. And so I think that people should pay special attention to that. There's lessons to be learned. I know this fellow was in our party. I know that you're all Democrats and I'm a Democrat, and we need to condemn corruption no matter what the party is. And I hope that the Freeholders will join me in condemning that and trying to learn some lessons of what went wrong and how we can do better. And gosh, I just hope you're all staying safe and doing well. And I miss you. I hope we can get back to seeing each other in person soon. I appreciate the invite to the press conference this morning, and got to be on for some of it. And that's all I have today. Have a good one.
Thank you. Anyone else, operator, in the public?
Yes, Director, I will unmute the next participant.
Thank you. Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Hi, yes, Danielle Moore. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Danielle.
Hi. Well, first, I wasn't exactly sure whose names were announced for birthday, but I wish you a happy birthday and many more. I would like to start off with the scooter situation with Rutgers. I hope the county and the city will do something, get this straight with these scooters, because they're becoming a big issue where being left along people's property, not being used properly, drinking and driving while riding this, where they're supposed to be roading the street, and how disrespecting people on the sidewalks where just speeding by. I hope that the city and the county will get together and make this a much safer situation, because God forbid, like I said, I see danger with these. When Mr. Jones had first came up with this idea where the traffic authority said it wasn't a good idea, and then Rutgers took over the idea to do it before the city. Those scooters are not safe throughout the city at all. So I hope you will look into it. But my main situation I would like to start is with Livingston Avenue. Due to where, will the traffic lights be turned on soon? The new traffic lights be turned on soon?
I'll have to ask Ron Sender or Solomon. Can either one of you answer that for Danielle Moore, please?
Yes, Director Ron Sender speaking. Danielle, they will not be turned on because the roadway has to be restriped, and that's part of the last phase of the project where we're going to mill and pave and restripe the roadway. So they have been erected. However, they will remain inoperable until such time as we can do the final striping.
Okay, and then also they have cameras as well. The cameras will be on 24/7?
It'll be video detection for the vehicles. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, 24/7 to make sure, see what goes on.
There will be video detection for each of the 4 signals, correct?
Okay, due to where, within the last one, I even sent you a picture how where we had 2 major accidents on Livingston Avenue. I'm pretty sure some of you saw the ones, 2 weeks ago on Channel 12, where it crashed into the house on the corner of Livingston and Howard, and the other one with Livingston and Baldwin. So like I said, Livingston Avenue is dangerous. My question is, where I did send you some pictures where a lot of the walkways, would they be rearranged? And I'm saying, for example, due to where we can start off like with Sanford and Livingston Avenue, due to where the poles and the walkways, they will be moved from, they won't be in the same place as they are now, if you understand me, what I'm saying?
Ron?
Danielle, yes, Ron Sender speaking again. Danielle, each and every ramp at each and every intersection will be done to meet ADA standards. That is a painstaking process, and we intend on meeting ADA standards at each and every ramp.
So basically, with the red, I don't know what you call them, the red pads that you have at every corner, wherever those are, that's where the walkways will be.
Yes, it's a detectable warning surface, and it's for the sight impaired so that they recognize that they're going into traffic.
And so basically, where you see those, that's where the walkways will be.
They're under construction. It's a mile-long project, and they're on the, they're doing.
I'm not rushing you. I'm just asking you a question. Wherever those red, whenever you walk to a crosswalk, basically wherever you see those red, like I said, those pads, that's where the crosswalk is going to be. Is that correct?
Yes, I would say so. When there's a detectable warning.
I'm not rushing. I'm trying to understand due to where like I said, at the traffic lights, I see that plenty of the walkways will be moved to another location. That's what I'm trying to understand. That's why I asked you that. Where I even showed you the pictures, you sent me the map earlier due to where, okay, a lot of the walkways will be moved to a different location.
Yes, we are picking the best location for the crosswalk, so they may move somewhat, but they will be in the general vicinity of the intersection.
Okay.
Thank you. And just getting back to your question about scooters, if you see any illegal activity, if you see something, as the police always say something. I would notify the police if you see people driving erratically or drinking while they're driving those scooters. Operator, is there anyone else in the public?
Director, there are no other hands raised.
Is there a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
Yes, motion to close. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have Mr. Kelso, we have a reason to go into executive session.
Yes, Freeholder Director, we have one matter of pending litigation, Basile versus the County of Middlesex.
Okay, is there a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Freeholder Armwood,
Yes.
Freeholder Ascona Barber,
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny,
Yes.
Freeholder Koppel,
Yes.
Freeholder Nara,
Yes.
Freeholder Samara,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rios.
Yes. Okay, we will be going into executive session. Operator, let us know when we can go into, when we're actually in executive session, please.
Director, I will do that.
Thank you.
You have been added to the waiting room. You cannot talk or listen until the host admits you to the meeting. are muted.
I'll
You
duck
can
out.
mute
Good night,
or
everybody.
unmute yourself by
Thank
pressing
you.
star
Good
6.
night. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt.
Okay, Director, everybody is back.
Okay, we're back in. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll move.
Second?
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Stay safe.
Thank you,
you.
Ed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.